Thank you so much to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. The Monster High Reboot has taken a dark turn this week, and you won't believe how fans are responding. From new dolls leaking to the entire animated cast being revealed, we're keeping you updated on every little thing you need to know about Gen 3 Monster High before Comic-Con. Now, I know what you're thinking. Claudina, why are you dressed like you're attending the school across the street? Well, I'll be talking about the Shadow High Neon Shadows and Rainbow High Rainbow Divas very soon, so be on the lookout for that video. But first, holla, Claudina9 here. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, turn on notifications, and hit subscribe so you never miss the tea on the toys you love. Now, let's dive in. As many of you know, last month, Monster High created an exhibit at VidCon 2022 for the live-action movie, and then the entire live-action movie leaked. Yep. That happened. If you haven't already watched my previous video about the Monster High Generation 3 reboot, be sure to check that out using the link in the description so you're all caught up. Now, next week is San Diego Comic-Con, and on July 14th, Monster High shared heading to SDCC 2022. Can't wait to fang out with our OG Boo crew. Dress up in your best MH-inspired look and be sure to tag us. Exciting, right? An excerpt on Yahoo reads, Monster High designers will sign exclusive SDCC Monster High Voltageous Frankenstein posters. Be on the lookout for Monster High lapel pins and phone ring holders at the booth all weekend long. You'll also be able to snap a photo with the original ghouls. What do we think snap a photo with the original ghouls means? Cosplayers? Cardboard cutouts? We know SDCC Frankenstein will be this year's Comic-Con doll, and we'll discuss her in a little bit. But here's where things start taking a turn. On Sunday, July 10th, fans came across a leak of what appears to be a mood board or mock-up of some sort of Monster High pop-up. The design of the pop-up seems to allude that it's created for adult collectors instead of younger fans. The models are older, the clothing appears to be a bit edgier and mature, and all the colors are dark hues juxtaposed with neon lights, which leads me to believe that this was created as either a booth for Comic-Con with exclusive merch, or some type of Monster High pop-up in Los Angeles like Rainbow High did a few months back. Can we take a second to acknowledge the rise in pop-ups recently? Mattel Creations pop-up in Fred Siegel, the Shadow X Rainbow event, the LOL Surprise Fierce event in Beverly Hills, sweet. And since more companies are doing more pop-ups, I have to make sure that I don't reek of glamorously dressed doll culture that never leaves their house. That is where today's sponsor, Scentbird, comes in handy. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service that gives you the opportunity to shop for over 700 different brands. And it's a flexible subscription service, so that means that you can skip a month without any penalties. Now, you know I love avoiding penalties. I am not kidding when I tell you, when I saw my fave perfume, Delina, on Scentbird, I screamed. I will never forget the first time I smelled Delina. I was at my first beauty event, and one of the celebrities who I was a major fan of was wearing it. So the fact that Scentbird had it with a $16.95 subscription, I'm set for life. And check out how adorbs and perfect for travel the Scentbird packaging is. Keeps the fragrance safe and so easy to use. All you do is twist the top, and if you want to see how much you have left, you pull out the vial. Check out how much is in this vial though. Like, this is easily 30-day supply of fragrance. Make sure you smell as good as you look by clicking the link in the description to start Scentbird today. Anyway, back to that leaked pop-up thing. Alongside this pop-up are some social media posts Monster High has already shared, like various vertical backgrounds for IG stories, the What's Your Monster High Name game, and those 3 dolls that leaked. Nothing else that wild. Oh wait, those 3 dolls that leaked. And no, this isn't actually the dark turn. This image gives our first look at the Generation 3 prototypes for Draculaura, Claudine, and Frankenstein. It appears they're following suit of the live-action movie, as each ghoul's aesthetic matches their live-action counterpart. I'll give you a minute to take this in. Really savor and flavor what you're feasting your eyes on. Got it? Good. Now let's discuss what all of you had to say on my Instagram page. I prefer not to think about them, because I will cry. It's time to move on and understand that we are never getting decent MH dolls. No words. They missed the assignment completely. It does look like the real-life MH movie though, but not a fan of the movie. Nor this. OMG, I thought Enchantimals were discontinued. Sigh. I feel sad because this is not it. The only one that kinda looks good is Draculaura, but just barely. Also, Claudine's nose? It didn't end there. Somehow Mermaid High also got reeled into this, and fan favorite designer Steven Sumner spilled all the tea on his experience designing the line, which we gotta discuss. But first, I also think it's important to respect nuance and complexity. The doll community is not a hive mind or monolith, and just because someone may not agree with the popular opinion doesn't make it a lie or pandering. Like some of these fans who shared, honestly, I think they're super cute, but I need to see more full body, and I'm especially interested to see Laguna. Interesting they are so detailed. Know what? I like them a lot, and I think this is a really good reboot look for the ghouls. Everyone is hating on Frankie, but they look great, and I think they're cute. My daughter is already obsessed. Now, it'd be a lie to say it's split 50-50. I'd say a majority of the comments share their disdain for the dolls, and I'm curious what you all think. Share your thoughts below on how you feel about the dolls. As promised, that weird way Mermaid High got hooked into this. One user commented, they learned nothing from 2016. Almost all of their current lines have been extremely childish, and the only one that lasted was Barbie because she's an established brand. Creatable World, Cave Club, Wild Hearts Crew, Hello Kitty and Friends, all mediocre, childish lines. Mattel's fear of making actually cutting-edge dolls and give them the fierceness they deserve is eventually what's going to kill the brand. There's no space for mediocrity in the current market. Mediocre brands don't last against the competition. Look at Mermaid High, died in a year. To which Steven responded, Mermaid High had a completely different design aesthetic when we designed the line. Our management team made us revise the designs multiple times before bringing in an outside designer whose work we were ordered to follow or else. Even the outside designer commented that the fun had been taken out of the line when they saw the final product. Spring Break looked so much better than Wave 1 because it was too late for upper management to change the team's designs. Once everything shipped months later, it cooled retailers' enthusiasm for the brand, so nobody promoted it or gave it proper shelf space, and they canceled future orders. Steven then went on to share photos of the original Mermaid High prototypes, which, while maintain some elements to the original product, are notably different. So this begs the question, when designs come out the way they do, what is the appropriate response? I don't have an answer to that loaded question right now, though this whole story gives food for thought. Moving on, where did these leaks even come from? How do we even know they're real? It actually came from a Mattel representative themselves. Yep, Elena Zattler is an incredibly talented senior brand designer at Mattel, and according to LinkedIn has worked at Mattel since April 2017 in packaging, print, digital, social, and gaming. Since April of 2021, she moved to e-commerce site design and social for Monster High. On her website portfolio, Elena shared the pop-up mock-up and the 3 dolls. The images have since been removed from her website. That's not all that's leaked though. A snake in the grass is slithering through, and we'll discuss him later. First, following these leaks, Monster High and Nickelodeon officially shared the cast of the animated Monster High TV show coming to Nickelodeon this October. Naturally, this rallied a ton of controversies and gory details. Deadline shares, the 26-episode series follows the teenage children of famous monsters including Claudine Wolf, Draculaura, Frankenstein, and Deuce Gorgon as they discover who they are, embrace their differences, and learn to be fierce and fearless at the one place they all belong, Monster High. The news outlet also revealed each character's personalities and stories so we know what to expect. Claudine will be half human, half werewolf as she is in the live-action movie. Draculaura is perfect in every way, except the fact she hides that she's practicing to become a witch, a practice that is strictly forbidden in the monster world. Frankie is 15 days old and brought to life by scientists. Does this mean Frankenstein is no longer their dad? Interesting. Deuce is influenced by the snakes that live on his head, and that gets him into some trouble, and seems to have lesbian moms, Medusa and Lyra. Cleo. Laguna is learning about life on land after growing up in an ancient Mayan underwater castillo to her ocean nymph mother and sea monster father. Laguna will now be sweet but ferocious. Toralei is hailing from an elite monster family and maintains her bad girl streak, except they're throwing in that she's a ghoul with a cause committed to preserving monster society. Heath is the temperamental and passionate son of Hades, and Bloodgood is Bloodgood. But what did all of you have to say about it? They look like Nickelodeon took over the entire design team and basically changed every aspect about the dolls that is traditionally seen as not attractive, like Frankie's green skin or making Laguna pink to make her more of a mermaid Barbie instead of a fish-eyed monster with dead blue skin. I want to like the reboot, but very mixed feelings. I'm sure it'll be cute and will for the most part enjoy the dolls, but it doesn't seem like anything that will last longer than 2 to 3 years. It's giving Descendants. I like the voice actors, but I can't say the same about the Ghoul's new images. I've never been more terrified in my unlife. Mobile game energy. What happened to Heath? Please, why aren't they using more gothic aesthetics when they're literally so popular right now? Yikes, yikes, yikes. So what do you all feel after seeing these animated images? To me, it looks like Toralei somehow manages to survive every Monster High reboot without needing to change. Anyways, it's all fun and games till a voice actress deletes their account. Like I mentioned earlier, things took a dark turn. On IG, at Valeria Rodriguez VO, the voice actress for Laguna shared, "Gonna be deleting Instagram for a little while for the old mental health. Please do not stop sending your fan art, DMing me your fantastic creations, because I love to continue to hype you all up when I come back. As for everyone who's been supportive and open-minded about this new gen, thank you so much for showing me that kindness is still existent amongst the original fans. Your good vibes and positivity had made these last few days that much better." Whoa, can we pause? Take a minute and digest this. And I mean actually digest it. First, let me say I'm extremely proud of this person for setting their internet boundary and knowing their limits, so props to Valeria. Now let's explore what I think I'm hearing. Valeria is expressing feeling so emotionally overwhelmed by the amount of intolerance they're experiencing that they need to sacrifice even seeing positive messages to avoid all the bad ones, and it sucks because this is a project they were excited to share and passionate about working on. It's hard being on the other side of the screen, and what I think Valeria's saying is please take it easy on her and this new generation. Give them a chance. Hopefully I'm hearing that correctly, and hopefully it reaches the ears it's supposed to. Valeria went on and shared this touching artwork by @ForeverVeryBerry that reads, "What if they hate me or I mess up?" And OG Laguna saying, "Don't worry about that, love. You'll be just fine." Clearly the voice actors are very excited and passionate about this project. I mean, the voice of Draculaura literally shared a video of them crying after finding out they got the role. Perhaps we can read or see these things and find our humanity. Consider that sure, this reboot may not be our ideal, but maybe we could be less harsh. Things do get sadder though, because when the animated voices were revealed, Debbie Derryberry, the original voice of Draculaura, commented a sad face emoji, which implies she was never informed she'd no longer be the voice of Draculaura. However, one user comments, "This seems alright, but what about the OG voice actors?" And Shay Fontana responds, "This is just the beginning." Debbie Derryberry also responded to a TikTok comment that wrote, "OMG, hey, are there any Monster High movies in the future?" saying, "Yes, but I can't say what yet." We may be getting a Monster High in the Multiverse of Madness moment. In an article by the New York Times, an excerpt alludes that we may be getting 2 different Monster High series at the same time. The article reads, "Mattel's strategy for reviving a dormant brand is to engage hardcore fans first." It then says this formula can be seen with Masters of the Universe. Last year it was followed with a pair of animated series on Netflix, one for adults and one for children. We test and see whether we should bring back the brand in a meaningful way. Encouraged by the success of Masters of the Universe, Mattel is using the same formula for Monster High. The dolls have been off shelves since 2018, but they returned last year with a Skulllector series. Mattel is also planning to introduce an exclusive doll, Voltageous, the superhero alter ego of Frankenstein, at Comic-Con this week, and has announced a Monster High live-action musical that will air on Nickelodeon and stream on Paramount Plus in October. We know for sure Mattel isn't going to stop catering to adult collectors, as they revealed the Comic-Con Frankenstein doll, which I'll be doing an in-depth video on scary soon, so be sure to click subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Actually, I hate to bulk, but I got a convention to go to, so consider this video to be continued. And check out part 2 where I explore the Monster High booth at Comic-Con and get the inside scoop for you all. Comment what questions you'd like me to ask the design team while I'm there, and what you think of the direction Monster High is going. Thank you so much again to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video, and don't forget to click the link in the description to start your Scentbird subscription today.